I made a deal with the devil and now we're back. Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Lucifer, Season 2, Episode 14. And it's been like quite a while. The last time we reacted to Lucifer was in July of last year. And if you're wondering why we took this break for this long, well, it wasn't necessarily meant to be this long. But the reason we took the break is because last episode kind of felt like a season finale. It really felt like that's where the season should have ended. And because of that, I really didn't feel almost right continuing at that point. It didn't feel natural to continue from there without having a notable break in between, because again, it felt like a season finale. And I don't remember all the details of what happened. There's so many shows I react to and stuff I'm watching on my own time or whatnot that it's like I can't remember everything. But luckily, this is one of those series that has a recap at the start of each episode. So it'll tell us all the pertinent information we need to remember. I remember, like, through this last season and stuff, we were dealing a lot with Lucifer's mom, and she was, proving to be a problem. They were setting up more and more and prepping for the arrival and introduction of God, which I'm still convinced is probably going to happen by the end of the season. It's like the one thing that didn't happen that would have, like, led to that last episode being the finale. And there was also like this relationship stuff going on with Lucifer and Chloe that just felt very like it felt like a typical will they won't they kind of romance. And there's like hints that not even hints, it's just like kind of telling us they have feelings for each other. But neither of them really know how to handle that. And so I'm very curious to get reminded of the exact specifications of what happened last time. But also, I'm curious to see what happens moving forward. And one other thing I do remember is that Maze has been like top of her game this season. She's been getting like top-notch character development and growth. Excuse me. As well as kind of gaining a connection with Trixie. So I really like what they've been doing with her. She's kind of become one of, if not my favorite character. And I'm very excited to see how she continues to grow. But all of that being said, I do think we should get into this. But before we do, I do real quick want to mention something. So, if you're watching this on Patreon, you'll have noticed that this went up a day late. And the reason for this is because if you've been watching other reactions and stuff lately, you may have noticed that I've been having some computer issues. Most notably with my power port, the port I plug my power cord into and everything. It's been giving me issues for a while now, and it's livable. Like, I can survive with it because I can make it work properly and make it. I just have to kind of jimmy the cord around and use a piece of paper to kind of steady it in place. But I did take my computer in to get repaired a few days back. And the guy at the repair shop basically ended up telling me that it's not really in good condition, and it's not really worth it to try and fix it because it would cost a shit ton. Because apparently there's a lot of issues with the computer on the inside, and while it still obviously works, I'm recording through it, but while it still obviously works, it's, according to him, on its last legs. Mind you, he didn't even, like, I don't know if he just, like, didn't hear me when I was saying I could jimmy it to get it, like, charging, get it working, which was the entire issue I brought it to him in the first place for. Because he kept telling me when I was picking it up, it's like, oh, you can't, like, it won't charge, you can't, like, use it anymore, and it's like, no, that's the issue I brought it in for. I don't know, but I got it back. It charges. Like, again, I just have to jimmy it, but um, it's one of those things where it is kind of on its last legs, and so I do want to start saving up, and hopefully, before too long, getting a new laptop. Just because I would rather not wait till the last minute. I would rather not wait till the computer actually, like, dies. I would rather, get it sooner than later. And so I'm going to start, like, saving up for that little bits at a time. And if anyone can help, like, donate anything, you get donation rewards for, like, extra donations, as always, outside of the Patreon. So you'll get donation rewards. You'll get to be able to choose stuff for me to react to. But if you can help with anything, it doesn't even have to be a lot. Anything, I would appreciate, because it all adds up in the end. And I'll probably update in the future. I'll make a separate video when I've discovered, like, what computer I specifically would like to get. But if you're unable to help, if you're unable to donate, that's completely fine. I obviously can't force this on you. I would never do so. I hate asking for money as it is. But it's like, I feel like I don't know what else to do in this situation. Because I won't be able to continue recording and making these videos and stuff on either channel, this channel or the gaming channel, if this, fully breaks. So I just want to have my bases set. And plus, like, I do get some money from Patreon. Not a lot at the moment, but some each month, and I could probably put forth a good amount of that into it. I can't necessarily put forth all of it, but a good amount of it into into the fund. I wish I could, like, I wish on PayPal you could, like, separate money, like you could put them into, like, not necessarily different accounts, but like different pockets of the same account in a weird, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, you could just separate them out. I don't know. because that way I could like have specifically a fund set aside for this, and then money set aside for other things I need money for on a regular basis. But you know, it's not that big a deal either way. Um, that being said, yeah, if you're unable, don't worry about it. No problem. Um, as long as we're still able to keep recording, we will. And I'm gonna work towards getting this either way. It's just any help would be appreciated, as always. But if you can't, you can't. I can't, I won't force you. So yeah. That being said, um, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, that's a way to help too, because that will definitely help get us there quicker too. And there's all these tiers, and you get like early access to reactions. I might start switching to more than just 1 week ahead of time soon. I have to make sure I can get like everything recorded up to that point. But it might end up starting to be like 2 weeks ahead of time before too long, in terms of how early you get the early access reactions. At least for shows. I don't think movies will be 2 weeks ahead of time, but we'll see. Um, but all of this being said, even if you can't donate to help with this, that's completely fine. Even if you can't join the Patreon, completely fine. It's all optional. You'll still get all the content here on YouTube. You'll still get all the content on the gaming channel. It just comes earlier to the Patreon. That's, well, for the reaction stuff. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in. And let's get into this episode. Let's finally get back to more Lucifer. Let's do it. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I looked up Candy's actress. Her name is Lindsay Gort, and while she's been in a couple things I've heard of and know of, I wouldn't know her from anything. She doesn't really have any roles that I would recognize her from. Nothing that I've really seen. Just, again, things I've heard of, things I know about. And not even that much. She doesn't have a huge amount of credits under her belt. But yeah. So this episode was basically just the aftermath of everything going down last time. Lucifer just, poorly dealing with his feelings. I understand, like, at the end it reveals that the entire Candy thing wasn't, like, in any way really connected to Chloe. It was more to get to, like, his mother and everything. But I also feel like Lucifer really didn't anticipate how that would look to Chloe. For someone who is trying to, protect her from himself, in this case, from someone who is trying to, do right by her in a way, because he still absolutely loves her, he's making these decisions that are hurting her. And again, I don't think he fully understands that he's doing it. Because this, again, the entire, ruse he and Candy were pulling had absolutely nothing to do with Chloe. That was just unfortunate that he also, while coming to get, back and figure out things with his mom, he also utilized this to try to get back in with Chloe and work with her again, and it was a bad decision. And I mean, Lucifer makes some bad decisions here and there. I kind of feel like sad though that Candy wasn't real, at least in the way that we knew her, because it's like I actually really started to like her, like really started to like. I wouldn't have ever expected her and Lucifer to stay together or anything, but I would have liked to see like more of her, because as she was playing this characterized version of herself and everything, I actually like found her to be quite charming and nice and friendly, and yes, a little bit dense, but not to like an unlikable degree or anything. She was very likable, extremely likable. Like she was so like kind of precious. And you find out that's all a ruse, and she's actually like, you know, super intelligent and whatnot. And it's just like, I'm kind of disappointed by that. I kind of liked her better, like, when she was just like, you know, a super kind, friendly, outgoing, kind of ditzy character. Um, but we have a couple big revelations here. Azrael's blade is apparently the flaming sword that could have helped Lucifer in his fight with God. So that's fascinating. But also, Lucifer's mom has realized that she was the bad guy in all of this. She's acknowledged this, she's realized this, and she's admitted to it. And at the moment, at least, she's not looking to try and, like, convince Lucifer of anything anymore. Other than still acknowledging that she wants to return home with him. But she's not, like, she's not as aggressive as she was before about it. She's not being kind of a bitch anymore. And I'm all for good character progression and everything. So hopefully, like, this helps her. Hopefully it helps her be better in the future. I don't know what Lucifer's going to think about all this, especially with his thoughts about, like, not wanting Chloe to be, like, corrupted by his influence or whatever. But it's very clear that, like, he needs to have a real talk with her, because what they had in the office with the mediator was not a real talk. It was, one, Chloe was pretending to be Candy. Two, it just they weren't like properly and healthily discussing anything. They were just kind of like, they were getting some feelings out, but not enough, and not in, again, a healthy way. Excuse me. I think what would be best if they had a sit down with a mediator. And the mediator honestly should be what's her face? I can't think. I can never remember her name. The therapist. We saw her in this episode, but she should mediate a sit down with them. And there should be some kind of token, a pillow or something that they can use. And whoever has the pillow gets to speak. Whoever doesn't get to speak. I think that would be just the smartest plan that allows each of them their chance to get to say what they need and want to say. This is a tactic that's been used a lot. It's not like a new tactic or anything. But they definitely need to have like that ability to say their piece, to speak their mind. And Lucifer, in that case, needs to be entirely honest with Chloe. Why he's treating her the way he is currently, why he's, you know, like pulled away, you could say. He claims, sorry for the yawning, by the way, he claims that he never lies, that he's always truthful, especially to her. But the fact that she said that she doesn't know if he's a liar should tell him something. Like, even if he thinks she's not going to believe about, like, all the hell stuff and whatnot, I think she'll be able to tell if he's being more genuine and if he, like, expresses things to her. Now, I don't know how she would react if he told her that, oh, God put her literally in place for Lucifer, and it kind of makes him feel like she doesn't have free will and stuff. Though I think she'd just argue against the idea of not having free will. But yeah, it's one of those things that I do want to see this resolved, and I'm hoping it will by the end of the season. We did see here, though, that Chloe, by the end, has realized that, yeah, Lucifer was hurting, too, because she's finally been able to put it together that, yeah, with everything they went through, and thanks to Candy, it was kind of because of her, with everything that they went through with Chloe being poisoned and all, it really affected him, and he's become scared. Because outside of just the entire shit going down with, like, whether or not she has free will, which she clearly does. There's also just, his fear. Because he genuinely loves her. And he was so afraid to lose her. And he thinks he's, like, not good for her, and all of this stuff needs to be said. And so I'm very curious to see where the season goes. Because right now by the end of this episode, Chloe is back to working with Lucifer. I don't think she's fully forgiven him or anything. I don't think, like, she's completely okay with the fact that he ghosted her and all. But she is starting to see that he does genuinely care. And when he tells her and everyone else, I guess, that, him and Candy didn't quite work out, I think it's gonna, at least it should, I feel, become even more clear to her that the entire thing with Candy was him coping. And him just kind of, like, making a spur-of-the-moment decision based on his emotional state. So, yeah. Hopefully, things are resolved. I'm still thinking, it still seems to be building up to the reveal of God by the end of the season, so very curious about that. If they actually do manage to do it. Excuse me. Sorry for all the yawning. It's just like, past days have been tiring. If you saw my pre-thoughts, if you're watching this off of the YouTube video, then I mentioned in the pre-thoughts that this past week, the week that I'm uploading this, of course, I've been dealing with, like, trying to get my computer fixed, finding out it can't really be fixed, and now there's a lot of stress going around with, like, oh, I need to start, like, working on getting a new computer just before this one even does, like, go too wrong. Because the guy at the repair shop said it's on its last legs and everything, and so didn't give me any kind of time frame, of course, but I don't want to wait till the last minute. I don't want to wait till it's actually, broken. So there's just been a lot of stress. And so I'm like, I know I tend to yawn a lot more the more stressed I am. So, yeah. Though, mind you, I also haven't recorded anything this week. Again, as of when I'm recording this, up until now. So it's kind of like I'm also getting used to recording again. I'm recording this a day later than I normally would. Putting it up on Patreon a day later because of all of that. I literally did not have my laptop to be able to record prior to this. So yeah. But yeah, I liked seeing Dan kind of trying to figure this all out too, because yeah, he did grow closer with Lucifer. And we're just kind of seeing how everybody's dealing with everything that happened. So so I'm just curious as to where this is going to go, because there's not a lot of episodes left this season. So I'm wondering like where this is going to end, how it's going to end, what's going to happen, and if God is going to actually finally be shown. So I guess we'll have to find out. For now, though, tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. Tell me what you thought of Lucifer's way of handling things, and just generally the case of the week stuff as well. I don't feel like that's like interesting enough comparatively to really discuss too much, but if you want to talk about it, that's what the comments are there for, to talk about things that I might not have mentioned. Though this time I don't really have anything to say about it. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry these afterthoughts are a bit short today, but again, I've said my piece. So for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.